What's good? What's good? This video is hard to make because I want to go in 12 different directions. What's not good? Let's start there. War with Iran. We saw it coming. We, being those of us in the conscious collective, the conspiracy community, whatever you want to call us. I don't remember what video I made, so you'll have to go watch some of my past videos. But I talked directly about the trade implications that Iran has for the Middle East and how there are global trade route shifts occurring right now. And it often, not always, but often follows resources. There's a lot of resources in Iran. There's a lot of resources in Ukraine. How interesting. I'm getting off subject. The subject of this video, though, is how Donald Trump has just destroyed his legacy. If you watch my past videos, I will talk about how I did vote for him. And the reason I did was because I thought his legacy, his desire to be viewed as a great populist leader, a benevolent populist leader, would keep him in check relative to his character, because his character in general is quite absurd and hilarious. But in terms of his policy direction and where he would try to take the country, I legitimately thought he was going to be anti-war, because in his first term, he very much was. We made great progress in his first term. For example, I was stunned, absolutely floored, my jaw. I literally, when I watched him walk into North Korea and shake Kim Jong-un's or Kim Jong-il's hand, whatever, the dear leader, whatever, I was like, just stunned. North Korea, he walked into that shit. It was impressive as shit. And then just, he's funny, he's charismatic, he is boisterous, could be a good word, and he can be off color at times. I totally give all of the negative criticisms merit. I agree. Being a human's complicated. Nobody's perfect. But anyways, I really thought his desire to leave a positive legacy would keep us out of more foreign wars. In addition to his rhetoric around Russia, Ukraine, him saying, if I was president, this never would have happened, and I'm going to end the war on day one. We're on day like 100 and something. And there's still a war going on. And now we're supporting Israel in an attack on Iran. I really, for the longest time, did not think Israel was a big deal. But the last few years have really opened my eyes. And fuck Israel. Fuck them for manipulating the rest of the world into playing their dirty games. We do not want to be involved in this Iranian war, and a lot of people are voicing that sentiment. A lot of prominent voices. And the very few that are not, who actually support the war, of course, are the ones who benefit, the ones who make money from the war. If they don't make money directly from arms manufacturing, they're likely getting checks. Propagandists, they're just propagandists. If we actually go and support Iran support Israel more than we already have, his legacy is doomed. It's over. Another reason that I voted for him was because of Tulsi Gabbard. I am open to being wrong about her. However, I want to put this forward. Sometimes when I look at people, I see things. And I know that sounds crazy, and it's totally fine. And I'm not saying I see anything in the physical realm. inside my mind, I have an ability to create visualizations and whatnot. And when I look at her, I see honestly, I'll just tell you, I see a Valkyrie. If you know what a Valkyrie is, the female angel warriors of Norse mythology that would take the fallen soldiers to, you went to, I think, one of two places, I can't remember, maybe even more, but Valhalla is one of them, but I know there's like another one. But so if you die in battle and you go to Valhalla, you are taken there by a Valkyrie. And when I see Tulsi Gabbard, I see a Valkyrie. I loved her when she was a Democrat, and I love her now that she's, I think, technically an independent. And so the fact that he brought her on board and made her who she is, the Department of National Intelligence, I believe, I was like, okay, we're going to be on a no war path for the next 4 years. I legitimately thought that, and I acknowledge that I was wrong. And then to hear Tulsi Gabbard months ago testify in front of, was it the Congress or the Senate? She was testifying, saying at this point in time, essentially, there is no cause for concern. They are not building a nuke. Or they're not, whatever she said. There's a clip. Go check out the clip. And then Donald Trump yesterday, the day before, comes out and says, I don't give a hell what she says. I was just like, wow, dude, throwing her under the bus that directly. Man, you are just losing support left and right, because he could have left a legacy, at least with me, where I would not have hated him. Like I hate most presidents, and like I hate most historical figures. It's such a tricky thing, especially, I'm going to sidetrack real quick. Nope, I'm not going to go there. I want to talk about one more random thing, Israel and the attacks on Gaza and everything that's going on. Candace Owens made a really good point, and I acknowledge she's a character. I'm a character. Authentic people often are characters. I'm not saying she's authentic. I'm trying to say that I'm trying to be authentic, but I listen to a variety of people. And I'm not saying I agree with her on everything. Please, I hate it when you mention someone, especially someone who's like a bit of a pariah. You have to make all these caveats. Anyways, she made this point, and I really want you to just think about this point. Don't think about Candace. Think about this point. With all of the money that Israel has spent bombing and attacking Gaza, the munitions and the cost of labor, tanks, weapons, everything, right? They probably could have just gone to the people of Gaza and bought them out. They could have just bought the properties. Some people in Gaza might not have wanted to sell, but if they were able to buy a large portion of the area without having to have killed a single person, that would be a much, much, much better solution. And when she said that, it really hit me. It would be very difficult to discern the figures in that scenario to get like a real sort of tallying, a balance sheet, you could call it, of figures. But damn, I don't want to believe that Israel is evil, and I definitely do believe that not all Jewish people are evil. But just like there are Muslim extremists and Christian extremists, there are also Jewish extremists. And I think, unfortunately, they're kind of fucking things up for the world right now. And Donald Trump is sucking their dicks. And he has destroyed his legacy. And I'm disappointed to say that I voted for him. I really wish I just would not have voted. I'm not someone who always votes. Democracy is an illusion. It's fucking a mess. It's a nightmare. Look at what we're dealing with right now. Neoliberal neoliberalism around the globe is crumbling, or rather it's being imploded from within to make way for the technocratic future. The technocratic overlords are destroying a lot of the old so they can usher in their new. And they need to be resisted. And I have a whole nother video I want to do called Radical Normality, and how we need to embed within our way of being radical resistance, but in a way where it's normal. So like right now, I'm trying to be calm and composed, but I can also tell you that a lot of people need hanged. And that's just a normal fact. I'm not being extreme. I'm not being hysterical. I'm just saying that when the time comes, we should take a lot of people out. After they've had trials, of course. And that's why I like Tulsi, because I in a vision I had, honestly, I'll end the video here, I saw her overseeing military tribunals. And I hope that reality comes to be. I really do. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Get your Not Everything's a PSYOP, but Most Things Are shirt from the description, from the link in the description below. And hug someone. Hug someone, because love is a very powerful force, and we need more of it in the world right now. Much love.